Credit. Number 15, featuring Kendrick Lamar. I'm really surprised that Kendrick Lamar is on here.
It's not often you hear Kendrick Lamar and Playboi Carti mentioned in the same breath. After all, these two artists come from vastly different corners of hip-hop. One known for lyrical depth and conceptual brilliance, and the other for redefining the new school experimental rage sound. Yet here we are, witnessing the moment everyone said wouldn't happen. Two opposite musical worlds on the brink of a colossal collaboration. Word on the street is that Carti's brand new album, rumored to be titled I Am Music, features the elusive Compton legend himself, and this has fans bracing for impact. What's fueling this excitement?
I mean, right out the gate for the production, sounds very, very Playboi Carti-esque.
For starters, Carti's been on an extended hiatus, building an almost mythic anticipation around his next move. Meanwhile, Kendrick's been riding a monumental wave since his last project, collecting accolades and teasing that he's not done, sending shockwaves through the industry. Put the two together, and it's no wonder social media is set ablaze at every new rumor. But this isn't just about star-studded names, it's about the shape of hip-hop in 2025 and beyond. Because if these leaks and clues are true, we're about to witness a style clash so daring that it might just shift the sound of an entire generation. Still, that's only scratching the surface of this fast-evolving story. Because whenever Kendrick steps onto a track, you can expect more than smooth verses. You can expect big statements, subtle jabs, or even overt shots.
GNX debuts at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart,
aimed at whoever has rubbed him the wrong way lately. And as for Carti, he might be the biggest wild card in hip-hop right now. Buckle up, this could change everything. Playboi Carti fans have been waiting since late 2020 for a new project, ever since the chaotic rollout of Whole Lotta Red. For many, that album marked Carti's transformation from a melodic trap artist to a raw, edgy performer who thrives on unpredictability. Since then, he's remained relatively quiet, and in hip-hop, silence often means plotting something massive.
And new tracks are out and about. In fact, all of the tracks are out and about from the finally released, long-awaited, brand new Playboi Carti album, Music.
Insiders claim I Am Music will be Carti's most expansive effort yet, something that could surpass any niche label and catapult him into a more global audience. The rumored track list suggests he's no longer content to remain an internet cult figure. He wants to dominate streaming platforms, top charts, and rope in new fans who may have dismissed him in the past. One insider even went so far as to call this album Carti's version of Carter 3 or Astroworld, a defining project that shows his full creative range. Why does it matter so much? Because Carti has a powerful hold on younger hip-hop fans.
Ye just called out Kendrick Lamar for being on Playboi Carti's album. Last night, Carti released his highly anticipated album, Music.
His aesthetic, sound, and fashion sense all influence an entire wave of underground acts. Whatever he does next is likely to become the new blueprint, prompting countless imitators on SoundCloud and beyond. If he's veering away from the straight-up rage style, that alone signals a major shift. Everyone's asking, will he refine the chaos from Whole Lotta Red into a more polished darkness? Will he incorporate mainstream appeal without losing that raw edge? And on top of all that, there's an even bigger question lurking. How will Kendrick fit into this sonic equation? Kendrick Lamar isn't known for random collaborations. Whenever he hops on someone else's track, there's usually a broader purpose, whether it's delivering a blistering verse, tackling a thematic issue, or sending strategic messages to peers and rivals.
Kendrick drops a surprise album on November 22nd, much to the delight of his fans.
Last year, he stunned everyone by appearing alongside certain ATL heavyweights right when people least expected it. Now, rumors say he's back and that his feature on Carti's album could be even more explosive. Why the hype? For starters, Kendrick's in the midst of what many call his victory lap. He's collected Grammy wins, dominated festival stages, and even performed at the biggest sporting event of them all. Yet, for a rapper who's done it all, he's showing no signs of slowing down. In fact, insiders hint he's entering a new phase of unpredictability.
GNX marks the Not Like Us rapper's 5th consecutive chart-topping album,
potentially lining up a string of guest appearances that'll make fans question everything they thought they knew about his next moves. But what makes this rumored Carti feature even more riveting is the speculation that Kendrick is talking that crap again, throwing lyrical jabs or cryptic messages aimed at certain adversaries. Some say it's directed at old feuds, others think he might be calling out the industry as a whole. Either way, nobody expects him to hold back. And if you pair that fiery energy with Carti's outlandish style, the result could be something we've never heard before.
Been Kendrick Lamar's year. And as we've taken this month to highlight Latin and Black artists, we close out Black History Month by spotlighting someone who is what the culture's feeling.
Yet, if you think Kendrick's feature is the only surprise on the album, just wait until you hear about the other rumored collaborator. When insiders leaked potential names on I Am Music, jaws dropped across social media. If the rumors prove true, Carti's not just collaborating with typical trap superstars. He's branching into territory that has everyone talking. Whispers about Travis Scott, Future, Young Thug, The Weeknd, and even Justin Bieber have circulated for weeks. Some of those names, like Thug and Travis, might feel familiar. They're known to push sonic boundaries and often team up with Carti's circle. But Justin Bieber? That's a curveball that could shatter the internet if it really happens. There's more. Talk of posthumous appearances by XXXTentacion and Juice WRLD, plus the possibility of a verse from an undisclosed massive artist who might break the internet with a single hook.
Tonight, Carti released his highly anticipated album, Music, which featured Kendrick Lamar on 3 separate tracks.
Everyone's also dying to know if Lil Uzi Vert will make not just 1, but 2 appearances, especially since both rappers defined a chunk of the mid-2010s SoundCloud era. In short, I Am Music is rumored to be a who's who of top-tier acts across multiple genres. But let's not forget that giant question mark hovering above Kendrick's verse. Could his feature overshadow everyone else's? And how will Carti juggle so many different styles, from Bieber's pop crooning to Thug's avant-garde trap anthems?
2022's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, 2017's Damn.
The success of this album may hinge on how well Carti orchestrates these features into a cohesive experience, rather than a random patchwork of big names. Ever wonder why major projects tend to drop around the same dates? In hip-hop, competition is everything. Labels scramble to score the #1 slot on the charts. Artists aim to steal the spotlight by releasing surprise singles, and rivalries spark when 2 big names go head-to-head. This time, Drake has jumped into the fray by teasing that he might also release new material. Some fans claim he's purposely trying to overshadow Carti and Kendrick's rumored partnership. Drake's strategy isn't surprising.
Fans noticed Drake unfollowed several celebs on his Instagram.
Whenever there's a major hip-hop moment brewing, like a Kendrick Lamar feature that could hijack headlines, he's been known to pop up with cryptic Instagram captions or sudden drops. Love him or hate him, he's perfected the art of seizing attention just when the hype around a competitor is building. It's almost like a chess match, where each artist releases a teaser or an announcement to claim king of the moment. As for Carti, insiders say he's forced to drop I Am Music sooner rather than later due to potential leaks from the factory pressing his vinyl copies. The rumor is that fans were so desperate for new Carti tunes, they tried to bribe or threaten workers to get their hands on the album early. If that's true, then his label would have little choice but to release it now before bootleg versions flood the internet. But even if leaks weren't an issue, there's another reason Carti might want to strike fast. The entire hip-hop world seems to be bracing for his next move. For older listeners, the hype around Carti might feel puzzling, but for Gen Z fans, he's the ultimate game changer. His influence touches everything from beats to album cover art to stage fashion. If he decides to steer his music in a more polished direction, one that blends mainstream appeal with his edgy core, don't be surprised if nearly every new rapper in the coming year follows suit. Music trends shift quickly, and Carti often sits at the center of those seismic changes. Think back to how Whole Lotta Red laid the groundwork for the rage vibe, heavy 808s, distorted vocals, and off-kilter production. Dozens of rising acts try to replicate that exact blueprint. Now, if he merges that wild energy with soulful hooks, high-profile pop features, or even melodic R&B influences, the ripple effect could be massive. Picture future breakout artists referencing I Am Music as the album that inspired them to experiment in fresh, theatrical ways. Meanwhile, Kendrick has consistently shown that he's unafraid to dive into uncharted territory.
So who did he put on the chopping block? Kendrick Lamar.
Remember his jazz-infused project that blew everyone's mind years ago? A collab with Carti could be the perfect breeding ground for a new genre mashup. Lyrical mastery meets futuristic production. That sort of fusion might be exactly what hip-hop needs to keep evolving. But it's not just the music that's evolving. Let's see what's happening behind the curtain with possible feuds and subliminal. Whenever big names collide, the rumor mill goes wild about hidden insults, quiet tensions, and behind-the-scenes drama. Kendrick's been known to lace his verses with coded messages, leaving fans to play detective. Could he be calling out old foes or even throwing subtle digs at certain big-name artists who've challenged his throne? Some folks point to his line about fake street talk and borrow flows from a previous track, suspecting he might continue that narrative here. Carti, on the other hand, has less interest in direct feuds, or so it seems. He's more likely to shock fans with an unusual sound or a last-minute feature reveal than an overt call-out. Yet that doesn't mean he's immune to controversies. Between rumored spats with old associates and his own share of gossip, there's plenty of speculation that I Am Music could address some personal drama. Meanwhile, Drake hovers in the background, ready to snatch attention if he senses an opening. He's been posting mysterious phrases that could be song titles. He's liked Instagram posts hinting at upcoming releases. And he's historically been the master of dropping a surprise single right when everyone else is locked on someone else's release. Whether this is just routine showmanship or a strategic move to overshadow Carti's moment, no one can say for sure, but it's definitely stirring the pot. And after all these brewing tensions and potential fireworks, we arrive at the one question on everyone's mind. What happens next?
And backdoor. Well, it seems like Ye wasn't feeling Kendrick's contribution to the project. He says, "I don't like Kendrick Lamar's music."
As the clock ticks down, the excitement around I Am Music feels almost surreal. Will it live up to the hype? Will Kendrick deliver a groundbreaking verse that becomes the most talked about moment of the year? Will Drake drop a counterattack of his own, forcing fans to pick sides in an ongoing chart war? And beyond the headlines, what will this mean for the broader direction of hip-hop? If Carti truly merges his unorthodox style with mainstream ambition, he could pull a new wave of fans into his orbit overnight. If Kendrick's feature shakes the conversation, we might be looking at yet another chapter in his already iconic career. A chapter where he freely pops up in unexpected places just to remind everyone he can't be boxed in. And if other artists continue to respond with strategic releases, we could see a major turning point in how and when hip-hop's biggest stars choose to drop new music. No matter how you slice it, this moment is bigger than just an album release. It's a showdown of sounds, personalities, and star power. It's a reminder that hip-hop is constantly reinventing itself, pushed forward by artists willing to take chances, or artists who simply refuse to let rivals hog the spotlight. So here's the real question. Are we witnessing the dawn of a new creative era sparked by an unlikely alliance that forces every major player to level up? Or will it fizzle into just another short-lived hype train? Only time will tell, but one thing's certain, everybody's watching.